Welcome everyone. Thank you for coming. Today is our first World HypnoBirthing Day celebration. It's a celebration and it's also a birth preparation seminar. So we'll begin with a song. Sarah is going to sing us a song and the name is In My Life. This is a song that she sang when she was in labor. So it really means so much to her. Now she presented to us. He might accompany me, we'll see.
That's fine.
Hi everyone. You ready, Buns? You ready? Okay. There are places I remember all my life, though some have changed, some forever, not for better. Some have gone, and some remain. All these places had their moments with lovers and friends. I still can recall. Some are dead and some are living. In my life, excuse you, I love them all. But of all these friends and lovers, there is no one compares with you. And this memory lose their meaning when I think of love as something new. Though I know I'll never lose affection for people and things that went before. I know I'll often stop and think about them, but in my life I love you more. In my life I love you more. Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Gong Chun Yen. When Mickey announced that 15th of November is Worldwide World HypnoBirthing Day, I was so lucky to get this venue. But not on the 15th, it's on the 22nd. I think it's nice, 2211, so that we have such a big space. So a little bit about myself. I'm a HypnoBirth mom to two boys. My boys are 10 and 6. So how I got involved in hypnobirthing or the birthing industry. Okay. 10 years ago I was induced. I didn't get the chance to experience the excitement of giving birth. Yeah. So after the birth, even though I breastfed my child for a year and a half, but he wasn't strong, he was ill, he got sick quite often. So when I was preparing for my second child, I decided to work on my health. So I went through a detoxification, physically. And after, and I did another detoxification with gallstone flush. And then I decided that was the time to have my second child. So when I conceived, I knew I'm not going to pump in any more drugs, which I had with my first child. So I was determined to have natural birth. I knew about water birth, but I wasn't sure if the water itself can give me a comfort. So I found out about hypnobirthing, and I used hypnobirthing for my second child. And I didn't expect that it gave me a lot more than just a birth experience. Yeah, I used to be not the kind of person that would take charge. We usually would just go with the flow. Yeah. But after that experience, I knew that I always have a choice. So today, my topic is hypnobirthing, birthing without fear. So what exactly is hypnobirthing? Hypnobirthing is as much a philosophy of natural childbirth as it is techniques to achieve a safe, comfortable, stress-free birth experience. Birth is normal, natural, and it's healthy. At least 95% of women who have a healthy pregnancy should have a healthy birth in the absence of special circumstances. And birth is not a medical event, it is a life experience. Much like when a woman can conceive, a woman can give birth. That's because our body has the ability to relax. It is not so much about your pain threshold level like most doctors believe. It's not about that, it's about your ability to really relax. And we have the natural relaxant endorphins, which is 200 times more effective than morphine. We need epidural anyway. When I was about to attend the HypnoBirthing class, and what happened was I told my husband, you have to come along. And he said, well, you are the one who give birth. Why do I have to attend the class? Why? It sounds familiar. He didn't know that he has to play a part too, right? And it takes two to have this child, and it should take two to work as a team. And but he take along, he joined me, and he realized that there's so much he could do. Yeah, and he was very much involved, and we work as a team. And of course with our child, and I have my elder one who came in the birthing room as well. In the birthing class, we focus a lot on the baby, not just about getting mom through birth, but also understanding about what baby wants. Because we do take care of the psychological factor. We understand that how a child is being born shapes who they are, because our belief system is basically based on what we experience. Right? Human is an experiential being. Whatever we experience, we know it is real and it's going to affect us, and that forms our belief system, and so is the behavior pattern. And we behave in a certain way over and over again until that energy we release. And this is what psychologists have found out about how much it affects our life. Because if you see this world is safe and is happy, only a few babies were born happy, right? And it's going to change the way we see things in our life. And a lot of time it has something to do with relationship, trust issue. So we want every baby to be born in a gentle way, at least not a shocking experience who wants to begin their life with a birth trauma. And we know that the psychological factor, if a child does not feel safe and secure, they will have a lot of issues physically, and colic is one of them. Yeah. So this is one of the emphasis. A woman in labor, she's very much relaxed and she feels comfortable. A woman in labor should feel safe and secure and comfortable. She must be comfortable with her space, so that they can tap into the natural relaxant, which is the endorphins that put you in a more relaxed state. When mom is relaxed, the baby is relaxed. It wouldn't cause so much distress to the baby. Coming to this world is not easy for moms and baby, especially because it's the process in between two worlds. Have you thought about that? Right. Okay. So the next picture, husband is actively involved in supporting wife. And when they work as a team, it's a lot easier because what a woman needs most during labor is a lot of emotional support. We don't need to coach her how to give birth because she knows how to give birth. It's the body that do all the work. If a woman in coma can give birth, what does that mean to you? It is this body, as long as the mind is not resisting. It is natural. Now, physiological law, birth is normal, natural, and it's healthy, right? and birth is a normal physiological event, and therefore it should not feel any pain or peril. But then what's the problem of childbirth today? A lot of people are so afraid of giving birth, although you may be enjoying the pregnancy. But when it comes to birth, there's a lot of fear in it. I think this is a big problem because a lot of emphasis in other childbirth preparation class about pain, and media portray childbirth as dramatic and traumatic. We've seen that. And although the birth happened to be very serene and natural birth, and just that one part where the woman was screaming and yelling, and that's the part that they would show. Yeah. And that's too much emphasis. Well, when we are programmed with this, which is focused on the pain, and when a woman gives birth, the sensation that she feels, it's not something that she's familiar with, especially for first-time mom. Therefore, any sensation that she feels, she could translate that into pain. But it is only a sensation. A lot of mom does not feel pain. That means pain is not part of the childbirth process. It is definitely not suffering. What about this? Yeah, a lot of birth happen in the hospital without a chance to move about, and they are being monitored all the time, and they are tied on the bed, not able to move. Yeah? Because we see birth as a medical event, which is not. For at least 95% of the women who have a healthy pregnancy should not end up like this. And support team. Yeah. Do you get your team of support? If you want a natural birth, do you have doctors, midwife, or your birth companion who truly support what you wish? It makes a whole lot different because what the mom needs is a lot of encouragement. They say that you can do it, and that's what she needs. Yeah, and what happened here? You can see the face of this lady where mom does not believe she can do it. She doesn't trust herself because of a lot of misconception that it has to be a medical event, which is not. Now you will see a picture later, which is a typical hospital birth, where mom is hooked up with a lot of things, the machine. And this is what you will see in the hospital. Well, 99% of the women who give birth in the hospital, and some of them may not be able to move about, to eat during labor, and a lot of time they feel not in control, helpless, versus a mom who birthed naturally. So she knows what is good for her, right? And she can request in a birth plan and write down what you want and ask for it. When you ask for it, there's a 50-50 chance you may get it, you may not get it. But look at these two women. They look very different, right? The one on your right side, who's Belinda, she birthed very easily, yeah, and she smiled after each surge. So she was smiling a lot of time during her labor, which is very nice to see, and that inspired her husband as well, because they all believe birth is natural, all come from your belief system. Another thing is there's a difference between vaginal birth and natural birth, because not all vaginal birth is considered natural birth. So the definition is different, and that's something you need to ask your doctor. Yeah, when a lot of time moms say, I want to have a natural birth, you say yes, why not? Yeah, but this is the natural birth they mean. All vaginal birth is what they consider natural birth, but not always the case. Yeah. So when mom trusts her birthing instinct and birth with little or no intervention, so we consider as natural birth. So what happened with these two women? What's the difference between these two women? It's all in the mind. Okay, here. Most of the time, you should stay in the parasympathetic nervous system where you feel comfortable, at ease, peace, and calm. That's what we should be in this state, because our immune system is strong. We breathe deeply, and digestion is good. Yeah, heartbeat is normal, and breathing is good as well. Well, versus the sympathetic nervous system, we should stay in this state about 2 to 5% of the time, because we need to be alert at one point, but not too much. Yeah. So the difference between these two mom is that when one is stressed, angry, probably, fearful, anxious, she will stay in the sympathetic nervous system. And sometimes it's not just about how what you see or how you feel, but it's also what you perceive as real can make a difference. Every thought, every emotion, there's a corresponding response in the body. You have experienced that before, such as a frozen shoulders at the end of the day, constipation if you are rushing to work and you don't have much time. Yeah. Now, if you come up to the highest building here in Singapore and look down, what would happen? You probably will experience sweaty palms, butterfly in the stomach, heartbeat pounding, right, and people dilate. And that is a state of fight or flight, which is in the sympathetic nervous system. Now, during labor, especially for first-time mom, when the movement of the body, birthing body, it's not something that is familiar. So if that triggers fears, she may really tighten up, and she may stay in this state, which is the sympathetic nervous system. However, in birth, it is neither fight or flight. It is freeze. Just like that. So what happened over here is the uterus is working during labor. It is the outer layer of the uterine muscle is pulling the womb, the neck of the womb, which is the cervix, up to open it. So this movement is a 2 step forward and 1 step back. It's like waves. So this movement will slowly open up. However, if it triggers the fight or flight system, and in this case freeze, uterus is not part of the defense system. Therefore, blood flow to the limbs. Oxygenated blood is all flow to the limbs and away from the womb. In this case, the uterus is lack of oxygen and blood supply to the baby. So what happened over here is when baby is lack of oxygen supply, baby may get distressed. So baby heartbeat may drop. And this muscle will actually tighten up. So you can, I have this mic gets in the way, but you can try and demo. You can hold a fist with all your might like that. You can follow me if you want. Now use your finger. Okay, like this, and use this finger and poke. Try to poke it in and see if you can get your finger in. Can you feel? You can feel what's inside, right? It's poking, right? And the head of the baby will be banging against this top muscle. But what if you are relaxed? Let go, right? And hold the fist like that again, without tension. And now put your finger in and see what happens. It's tight, but it's a lot easier. Yeah. So we do take care of the mind, because mind and body is connected. You can just focus on the body that gives birth, but the mind is actually affecting this body, and likewise. Yeah. So in this case, what happens is if the mind is resisting the body and the body is continue to open up the cervix, but it make it very difficult. Therefore, the first and second stage of labor will be longer. Yeah. And a lot of time, if it doesn't progress as what the doctor wanted, it is labeled as failure to progress. So she may need chemical drug to help her in this case, or maybe she may end up with a surgical birth. So the same initial FTP over here, it means failure to progress. In the medical term, it is really due to fear, tension, pain syndrome. So how does hypnosis work in this case? Right, the mind and hypnosis. You may be familiar with this iceberg. Many of you may have seen it before. Now you can see the tip of the iceberg. It represents our conscious mind, right? So whatever you see, you hear, you filter, and then you act accordingly. But there are times you have this voluntary system and involuntary systems. What we are concerning here is the involuntary system, when you don't have control, and the body will just happen just like that. Yeah. And below the big chunk is our subconscious mind and unconscious mind, where our memory bank is what we have experienced before, our education that shapes our the belief system, value. So our actions is very much determined by what you believe. Okay. Now, when you can see the critical factor is your thinking mind. So what happens is during labor, you want to be in a relaxed state and not thinking too much. Yeah. However, what happened over here is, if the belief is birth is painful, birth is bloody, and birth is a medical event, then it may end up like that. So we have to flush this out and remove the old belief with a new one. Only when you have a new positive belief, you can remove the old one. Otherwise, it will stay there. And these are the beliefs that is deep rooted in our subconscious mind, and sometimes it's in our body. So an effective way to do that is through hypnosis. Hypnosis has 5 methods, which is affirmation, breathing method, breathing techniques, relaxation, visualization, and deepening. So only when you are in a relaxed state, then you can bypass the critical factor and goes down below and flush out all the old belief. Hypnosis is a natural state. It is not like you are not in control. Unlike stage hypnosis, they are there to have fun. So hypnotic state is a state where you very much tune into your body. It's a heightened awareness state where you are fully in control and deeply relaxed. So this is what you will see or what you will experience in the class. You can see my students are all, it looks like they are sleeping. They're very much relaxed, but they are not sleeping. They hear everything I say. Yeah. This is one of our fear release session when you join the class. A fear release is very effective in removing a lot of deep-rooted fear, concern, and worries that you have that can get in the way about your birth. So with this method, you get to remove some of the fear. Yeah. And some students will have her labor after the fear release session as well. Through the repetition, when you listen to the CD and you listen to affirmation, and you get to remove some of the fear. Now, at conscious level is natural childbirth. When you learn what is true about birth, that will give you a lot more confidence about natural birth. However, there are certain belief systems that we have to remove, and only with hypnosis that we can remove part of your belief system. Giving birth should be in a calm state, or at least every day we should stay in this state most of the time. When you are calm and relaxed, a mom can eat during labor because it will not cause digestive arrest. She is breathing. If she is breathing, she is giving her baby oxygen, and she's actually getting oxygen as well. Only when your body is oxygenated, the body functions properly. Yeah. So when mom is relaxed, baby is relaxed, there will not be a drop in baby's heartbeat. Okay. And it can shorten the first phase of labor. Instead of a 2-step forward, now it becomes 3-step forward and then 1 step back with a proper breathing methods that we teach. So therefore, it can shorten the first phase and second stage of labor. Now this is our founder, Mongan, who is in her 80s. When you change the way you view birth, the way you birth will change. So this is what she sees. Here in the birth mom, we don't scream. There's no screaming and yelling that you hear most of the time. And we don't need to cut because you do your homework and you don't need to be cut, right? There's no episiotomy. We don't push our baby out, we breathe our baby down. It's more gentle for the baby, especially. It's more gentle for mom and the baby, reduce bleeding. Yeah. And baby does not feel a tight opening for her or for him. We don't need any pain relief medication because you can tap into your own natural relaxant, which is endorphins. And baby feel safe and baby feel comfortable and comfortably relaxed, basically. Yeah. Both mom and dad should welcome the baby into this world in a very gentle and calm way. So we hope that all babies is born calm and relaxed. Yeah. For that, daddy will not be panicked because daddy will learn how to be a doula. Daddy will know exactly what to do and how to help mom, and he will learn how to calm himself as well. You don't want to see a dad panic and don't know what to do, right? So one of my moms, this is her feedback. So when she breathed according to her search, she said she actually enjoyed her contraction. And this is quite interesting, right? Therefore, birth is not a suffering. Yeah, when you are deeply relaxed, when you learn how to relax, it's all about relaxation, tuning into your body, and you learn to connect with yourself, connect your body, connect to your baby, learn to discover a little bit more about yourself. I'm going to end here. So you will see this gold seal. If you attend any HypnoBirthing class, make sure you see this gold seal. So practitioners who have this gold seal is teaching you a complete childbirth education, HypnoBirthing childbirth education. Thank you.